Good morning, guys. Automotive Inquiries here. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and install my fifth wheel adapter plate so I can install my hitch. Now, this is the Curt that I purchased a while back. So the cool thing about this is you can just switch the bolt patterns around here to here, and this will work on a Chevy. You flip these plates around, but this is for Chevy and for Ford, so if you buy it once, you don't have to use it, replace it. Now you can see right there that is class 5, 25,000 pound rating, and a 6250 vertical weight, meaning that's how much weight you can put on like the pin box weight. So that's a lot of weight. So obviously this thing is overbuilt, and it is a beast the way it's made. So it has like these little cam things here. These are what are going to go into the Puck system that I installed. And the nice thing about this is, you can see as you look up this rail, when you have the factory Puck system, you can slide a sheet of plywood across there and there's no raised bump. Now if you use a traditional below bed rail and above bed plate to put your fifth wheel in, and most hitches are universal, they use these notches in the bottom plate itself that's in the bed. But see, I don't like having that in there. So all we do is we just basically pop those caps off, and then we're going to turn these in like that so we can drop it in. So give me just a second, I'll show you how quick it is. Literally all you're going to do is set it in those holes, and then you're just going to give it a push here. Now my safety pins are in my hitch stuff because I put those away, but then you're just going to pull this down. Now if you feel like it's too loose, you can take this out and take this castle nut off and then just tighten it a little bit, but it goes quick on tightening it. It doesn't have to be super crazy. All right, then you're gonna put the safety pins in between there and there, and this is what's gonna take any standard above rail fifth wheel hitch. Okay, now a lot of the hitches are now using this connection point, so your gooseneck mount point. Teach their own on that, okay? I'm not going to recommend it or not recommend it, but goosenecks, typically their weight's down low, and so when you put that ball hitch in there and use that, it does bring the weight down and keeps it low. The fifth wheel itself hitch, because almost all fifth wheels have a pin box, unless somebody's converted to a gooseneck pin box. If somebody's changed out the pin box to a gooseneck, my philosophy on that is the fifth wheel plate is more secure. It gives the actual pin box more surface area to connect with your hitch and the truck versus a small connection point right there. And fifth wheels most of them are about 12 feet tall, and they're a giant windsock. So I like that connection better, although they are putting out a ton of hitches that are even lighter, like the Anderson one that's actually just a ball, and you actually put a connector on top of the kingpin itself. You know, that's still fairly new. I don't know, I guess as long as you're careful towing and stuff. But there's a reason why the big trucks have fifth wheel plates in there and use a kingpin hitch on the trailers, because there's more surface area giving that twist and stuff, making the truck and the trailer become more of one versus just one little small connection point. But again, I'm not going to go on a huge tangent there of what I think is better, because I've only towed with a few of those, and I don't tow crazy, so it's not a big deal. But this one, overbuilt for just about any fifth wheel out there. And then I of course always use a B&W hitch. Those are made in America. And I'll do a separate video on how to install that onto this plate. And again, this is a plate that is kind of two truck manufacturers covered. So it's, if I remember right, I paid about 250 bucks off Amazon. It's really powder coated really well. The welds are extremely nice. The hardware is extremely nice. And it just really works out. And then if you did have to swap this over, obviously once you put it together, you're never going to change this setup. It'll be set up, you lift it out, and you get back to your flat floor. But it's nice to be able to take it out in several different pieces, because my first Puck system in my Ram, the companion, was a 25,000 pound hitch, and it came apart in two pieces, but it was heavy. And so again, as I progressed into making things easier on myself, even though there's three pieces, this piece is a lot lighter. So again, Curt really did well on that. There are a couple other manufacturers out there with different ones, but those ones are just specific to, say, Ford, Superduty, and potentially the Chevy Silverado. I like it being fitting for many other manufacturers. So I'm gonna go dig my pins out. They're gonna hold these clamps in there, and then like I said, you can see the connection points. It's just a really nice, clean product. And then if you did have a lower hitch, this will raise it up just a smidge versus the normal ones, but we'll go from there. See you on the next one, guys.